President Trump posting on social media moments ago that there are no talks or conversations going on or scheduled with Iran. He adds that the naval blockade remains in full force and effect. The Hormuz Strait is open and operating. Just yesterday, he was asked about his new threats to Oman and the Strait.
Would you say you're out of patience with Oman as strategic?
No, I don't think they behave very well, but we'd handle them very easily, just like we do others. We control it with a blockade. And I like the idea of declaring it a territory.
Why might you do that?
We have total control over the Strait.
Joining us now from the region, NBC News international correspondent Matt Bradley. Matt, the 60-day deadline to reach an end to the war has passed now. We have these new comments from the president. He says the Strait is open and operating. The shipping trackers say the opposite is happening. How is Iran responding?
Well, Iran is responding the way that they've been responding, which is to sort of remind the president that they do still control the Strait of Hormuz and to make fun of him. That's basically what we heard in just the most recent reaction, a reference to a delusion. Before that, it was the Iranians were mocking the president for his evasion aboard Air Force One in Ankara when he, escaped on a catering cart. So it looks as though the Iranians are very in tune with what flies as terms of political satire in the United States and are using that against this president who, as we know, doesn't really like to be mocked. So this is one of the war of words that we're seeing between Iran and the United States. The actual words, the diplomacy, that's not going anywhere. We heard that from the president finally. Again, as the kids say, he was kind of saying the quiet part out loud. But it doesn't look as though there's been any progress so far, and the president has finally admitted it.
Iran has said it reached an agreement with Oman over a plan for ships to go through the Strait of Hormuz. What's in that agreement?
Yeah, we've been seeing a little bit of a map and a little bit of laying out exactly what the Iranians and the Omanis would be expecting. It looks as though this would be 2 lanes of traffic, most likely, with one going out of the Strait of Hormuz hugging the Omani coast in the south, and the one inward bound would be hugging the Iranian coast. We don't have a whole lot of details exactly quite yet on what this deal would entail, but earlier the Iranians had said that they had included all sorts of very maximalist conditions alongside this deal, saying that the president needed to stop threatening Iran, that the U.S. needed to withdraw all troops from around Iran in the Middle East and even pay reparations for war damage.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.